We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Stephanie Jones down there.
Hello, you guys all look so chic today.
Erica looking like
Love
a
it.
Prince
I know.
Santa Claus.
Yeah. That's
what
a good
Santa Claus?
Like if
Prince, purple.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah.
Prince Santa
Fashionable.
Claus.
Yeah, got the velour going.
Okay.
Stephanie, how you feeling?
I'm good, love. How are you?
You know what I mean? Rocking on a Wednesday. That's what
There
we
we go.
do. That's what we do. Let's get to it. Jennifer Aniston is opening up about her struggles to have children. So Jen, who is 53, bared all in the cover story for Allure magazine that said she doesn't have anything to hide. She revealed she had attempted in vitro fertilization during her 30s and 40s, and the speculation about her being pregnant in the tabloids was really hard on her. She said she wouldn't have given anything. She would have given anything if someone had suggested freezing her eggs, but said that ship has sailed. She also opened up about her ex Brad Pitt and said the rumor that Brad left her because she wouldn't have kids was an absolute lie.
It's a filthy lie, too.
Open it up. Open it up.
It really is dirty.
Nasty.
It's super dirty. Yeah, people just don't even understand what that conversation truly entails for women and men. Infertility is a very real thing. It's something that we don't talk about enough, especially when it comes to certain segments of the population. Like, I am embarrassed by how little I knew about my ability to have fertility issues. That's something that I didn't even understand until recently. I will say the only regret that I have, because I have no regrets about the idea of me not having children at 41, I'm still open to that possibility. But had I known then what I knew now, I would have absolutely frozen my eggs. But that is a place of privilege. And when I was in my early 30s and even in my 20s, I would not have been able to afford that. So more companies coming together and saying, or at least acknowledging, that fertility is a real issue and this is something that we need to cover with health insurance is going to be a major win for people and families in the future.
I agree.
No, I think Erica said it so perfectly, and it's people like, obviously, Jennifer at this later stage in life, like coming out and saying, hey, this is what I was going through, and no one knew, but no one really spoke about it as much. We look at Chrissy Teigen being open about her problems with getting pregnant and keeping a child till full term, which is horrendous. People like Erica talking so openly on the talk show right now about, obviously, the financial aspect of it, being like 20 and 30. Now people talk about it a lot more, but even like growing up, I never heard anyone speak about it. And I've had health issues, and which is, I mean, maybe why I've never really considered having children, because I've been told from a young age, who knows what would or wouldn't happen as I grow up, right? So I think my view on it is maybe a little bit different. But literally people said to me, you don't talk about that, you don't say it. You know, growing up, like, it's not really something that, you know, you shouldn't really share that. And now I'm like, well, why not? And it's because of those attitudes and things that people say that people don't share. So I think it's very important that people do talk about it, and people like that have got a platform, like Erica, like Jennifer Aniston, like Chrissy Teigen, whoever, in whatever capacity it is. Because young women need to know that there are options, and also try and look into healthcare and insurance, and if you can get help, because I think for a lot of people, like Erica said, you can't afford it. It's very expensive.
It's very much for the privilege, right?
I just question, like, we've heard you two women speak so eloquently about this. Where's the other 49%? There's a lot of men that have fertility issues, and no one comes to Brad Pitt and asks him what's going on with his sperm count. Like, no one knows which party. It may be both. It may be the male. It may be the female, or however you identify. But it's always the women that have to answer. And there's two parties involved in this. It takes a sperm to fertilize an egg, but sometimes if the sperm are malfunctioning or not in enough number, which is very plausible and natural in your body, and it's fine. Okay, but how come we never have had one man be accused of having a low sperm count? It's always, oh, she can't have kids, man. Oh, she can't? I find it to be an anomaly. As somebody that studied biology at the undergrad and graduate level, that it seems to be only women. That's super interesting to me.
Yeah, no, great point. I mean, you should normalize it, Al. Let's have a sperm contest at the break.
I'm here
Oh
for
my
it.
God.
The show went in a very different direction.
It's our annual, you know. All right. Had to bring a little
We need
levity
some
there.
humor, man.
So Rihanna's fashion show for her Savage by Fenty lingerie line aired on Amazon Prime last night. So Riri walked the red carpet in this leather jacket and skirt. Emmy winner Shirley Ralph, and friend of our show, walked the runway in a form-fitting bodysuit looking fierce. Taraji P. Henson also looked fierce. I stole that from a head of the prompter on stage, and so did Cara Delevingne. But everyone is talking about Johnny Depp, who appeared in a pre-taped video showing him walking through a forest wearing a robe very casually with matching pants, low-cut top, and his signature chains. Rihanna received some backlash from fans for including Johnny, considering his ex Amber Heard accused him, even though he wasn't convicted, of abuse. I think we're beating this drum again. I didn't mean that.
Of course.
Yes, I didn't mean that anyway. But are people? I know there's a couple of moans from the back. Yeah, I didn't mean that like that.
Right.
He wasn't accused. Why is there pushback?
Yeah, he wasn't convicted.
Convicted.
Yes.
He was accused. Why is there pushback still?
Because we've given power to the fans of the artist now. So if they don't like a line, take it out. If they don't like a scene in your video where you're trying to say something about your feelings about how you felt fat at a certain age, people don't like that, you got to take it out. And unfortunately, and we always talk about you, Jeff, with the inch and a mile, like we can never figure out what that saying is. When you do give people an inch, they do feel like, well, I'm just going to curate this video to my specificities. And I nailed that word the first time.
Yes, you did.
And honestly, I thought that scene with Johnny Depp playing one of my favorite songs of all time looks super cool. I thought that was cool. So we want to take that out?
First of all, Al, I called you good boy. Do you notice I'm training my kids now in school, and I'm like, look at Dad, I drew this. Good boy.
Yeah,
so now my first reaction is like, way to go, good boy.
I say that's my little man.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Well, I think Rihanna is such a great example of an artist, and I mean, Rihanna's more than an artist. Like, she is a whole moment, but she has done such a great job at just doing what the hell she wants to do. And the reason why is she has had so much practice, unfortunately, with the court of public opinion way before, Twitter and more like MySpace, but before we were really hearing this court of public opinion so loudly on Twitter and other social media platforms, she had to make a decision. Am I going to do what everyone else wants me to do, or am I going to live my life? And if anyone is just going to live their life, it's going to be her. I've gotten to the point personally at 41 years old where, people will DM me or say something like, you said this and did whatever, and I'm like, hey, I appreciate you listening, because that's always the key, or watching. I'm going to say a lot of other things you're not going to like.
So you respond?
If they're not disrespectful about it. But yeah, like, I get that you've been following me for X amount of years and I appreciate your support, but this is probably not the first thing I've said or done, and it's not going to be the last that you aren't going to agree with or like, because this is my life, it's not yours. So I hope you can respect that.
Absolutely.
I think with Rihanna, she's always, and when I say pushing the envelope, I'm not saying in a controversial way, but she does things that are really unexpected, and she's always ahead of the curve and the trend. So I remember when she first launched her lingerie line, she launched it with a pregnant woman coming down the runway, and everyone was like horrified, like, oh my God, what is she doing? How could a pregnant woman possibly be in lingerie in front of the whole world? And it's like, of course, I'm going to cater to those women. We saw her with like plus size models. We've seen her with models of every shape, color, size, everything. She's incredible. So I think, like Erica said, she's a woman of her own voice. She doesn't care what people think. She is really strong. She's got such a great following, and I think it was absolutely fantastic. I really liked it.
I really liked it.
I thought it was a great thing. I actually think he looks brilliant. The best I've seen him looking in a long time.
Oh, here come the haters, Steph.
No, I'm saying it.
Listen, I'm with you. I think we're all on the same page.
Aesthetically, I liked it.
I thought it was cool.
I thought so too.
You just can't take out everything that you don't like. This is art. That's literally music, fashion, and art. Do you want to is that the kind of weird control you want to have? Like, I don't like that art. Take it. Let's start at the art museum and just pick out which ones you don't want. We'll get those off the wall for you.
Listen, that's a society we're moving towards, but I'm glad there's a little pushback.
Shout out to Riri.
That's right. Coming up on DBL, our interview with legendary actress Rita Moreno. She's talking about her romances with Marlon Brando and Elvis Presley. That sounds crazy, right? And drama with Selena Gomez saying Taylor Swift is her only friend in the industry. Tori is breaking it down for us in her segment, Actually.
There's going to be a lot lot of internet chatter. That's where the red flag goes up.
We are never going to agree on this.
It's ignorant, and for me, it was just like a damn shame.
Tell me I need to do something, I'm going to do the exact opposite.
You know why I don't call in sick?
Camera hog.
Very, very good countdown, BJ.
Yeah.
See, you go 4, 3. So your voice is. See, he's a professional. He's a professional.
Like when they get in TV, I remember like going to see a TV taping, and it's weird because I would actually be in that studio 25 years later at NBC in Cleveland, and I thought it was so cool that they did the 3, but they didn't get the 2. It was just like, right. And I was like, oh, that's insider stuff.
Yeah, I was going to talk about something else, but I love, like, when I lived in LA, I used to be a seat filler and go see different shows and try to go to all the late night shows.
Tell everybody what a seat filler is.
So a seat filler is you actually go, like, to an agency and you get paid to, like, watch my show that they always sent me to was the $25,000 pyramid. So I didn't have a job, and I'm like, if I wasn't waiting tables and I had nothing to do that day, I have to go make I think it was like $6 or $7 an hour or something.
Oh,
it was like,
really?
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
So you're there all day watching. So at the end, like, I was like a professional $25,000 pyramid player. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
What are you doing, man?
You know, it's funny.
But then I love the way, I love that behind the scenes, what they're doing, just watching the people talk, seeing like, who was the host, that famous, not the Partridge Family, Donny Osmond was the host at the time. But just seeing him and how he talked to his producers and stuff, it was so cool to me, and seeing all like those little intricate things, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I was already in TV at this point, but not at DBL, but when I went to a taping of The Price is Right, and just like seeing, because when you're in line at The Price is Right, they send somebody around the line, and they're like, oh, what do you do, BJ? What do you do, Jeff? And like, you shouldn't say show business, but like military, housewife, bubbly kind of blonde personality. And the young woman in front of us, she was from Canada, very cute blonde, and she had a lot of personality. She was the first person they called. And I watched the producers like have the discussion if they talk with her, but like they definitely kind of cast that, and like there's a reason.
You got to bring that energy.
Yeah, it's big.
Welcome back. Selena Gomez and her best friend and her friend who we thought was her best friend have all been all over the tabloids this week. Now, in case you're confused, I get it. Allow me to explain what all the fuss is about. But is it all true? So let's start from the beginning. In 2007, Selena Gomez and actress Francia Raisa became friends after they met at a children's hospital event. Since then, the pair had been supportive besties, always posting about each other. Then in 2017, Francia went and did one of the most beautiful things you could ever do. She donated one of her own kidneys to Selena after she was diagnosed with lupus. Yes, you heard that right. Francia literally gave her an organ. So the two are just inseparable, right? Wrong. In her brand new documentary, My Mind and Me, Selena actually spoke out about her health struggles, but strangely, never mentioned a thing about her kidney donor. Even curious here, in a recent interview with Rolling Stone, Selena said Taylor Swift was her only celebrity friend in the industry. Well, when E! News posted this quote, Francia responded, interesting, and then allegedly unfollowed the pop star. At this point, the public joined the chat room I was in. The mood is very anti-Selena. So we were waiting with bated breath when Selena finally commented recently on a viral TikTok about the whole feud. This is her quote, sorry I didn't mention every person I know. Ouch, not every person you know gave you a kidney. Some people think that Selena meant to say Taylor Swift is her only friend in the music industry because Francia is an actress, maybe. Others point to the fact that their friendship has a history of ups and downs. I count this one as a down. That's all for this week. We'll be right back.
Time now to connect the dots when we make the news make sense. Every year, it feels like there's something trying to ruin our holidays. It's either pandemic, supply chain issues, now inflation. And now there's a new reason why your Thanksgiving dinner table might not be as full as it used to be. Recent food shortages could impact your Thanksgiving feast again this year. Let's connect the dots. In 2021, it was hard to find certain size turkeys, especially smaller ones. Well, now, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the country's turkey production is expected to be down for a third straight year, dropping more than 480 million pounds since 2019. What's causing the shortages? First off, bird flu. It's killed nearly 6.5 million birds in the last 6 months alone. Despite farmers' efforts to increase sanitation, the USDA says 2.5% of the U.S. flock has been lost. Inflation, also a big problem for farmers. The cost of corn, soybeans, and even diesel spiked 18%. The steep increases making turkey farming difficult. If you do find that perfect bird for your table, expect to pay more. Prices up more than 17%. And the shortages expected to last until early 2023. And that is Connecting the Dots.
It's called Election Day, not Election Week. So how come we don't get some results for days? It's because elections are run state by state, county by county. Some offices might have more staff or counting machines or fewer ballots. They also have different rules, like if mail-in ballots arrive early, some states count them in advance. Some start the morning of Election Day and others wait until the polls close. States also have different deadlines for when exactly mail-in ballots are due and when the results have to be finalized. So it's normal if some results take longer. That's how those states assure every vote is counted.
Life can be bright in America
if you can fight in America.
Life is alright in America
if you're all white in America.
Welcome back. It was that role that got her an Oscar. She also won a Grammy, a Tony, and 2 Emmys. But at the age of 90, she has more work now than she did in her 20s. Earlier, we spoke with the very talented Rita Moreno. Rita, I got to get to this question. I can't even believe I'm saying this. So before you got married, you dated Marlon Brando and Elvis. That's the craziest question I've ever asked. How did those two compare to each other?
How do they compare?
Yeah.
Well, one is a country boy, and Marlon was anything but. Marlon was insanely intelligent and verbal and complicated, and which is not to say that Elvis wasn't just lovely. He was handsome. He was beautiful. His hair, the curly teeth, all of that. But he was a country boy. And when you've been with Marlon Brando, let me tell you, they don't compare.
Yeah.
So are you saying?
I mean, he was no hound dog. Let me put it that way.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Wow. So Elvis was your rebound boy?
Oh, I never thought of that. Yes, he was.
Wow.
Rita.
I get that tattooed on my back.
Yeah, that's amazing. Rita.
I was just trying to make Marlon jealous.
That's amazing.
I think you missed it. I said I was just trying to make Marlon jealous.
Well, and that's a good one.
And
that's a good one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have to get your take on this because we just did a show about aging, and we spoke about how women can lose their sex drive as they age. But you call yourself, and this is your quote, a dirty old lady. Does that title still ring true in
We love her.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
Okay. I just did a movie a few months ago with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, Sally Field, and myself. And it's called 80 for Brady, which is Tom Brady's first effort outside of football. He's producing and he's in it.
Oh, wow.
So one day, Jane and I were talking, waiting for a scene to start. And she said to me, Rita, you're 90, right? And I said, yeah. And she said, how do you feel about sex? And I mean, it's the kind of thing that she would ask. And I said, you mean doing it? And she said, yeah. And I said, oh, ew, no. And she then responded and saying, very quietly said, I feel the same. Okay, about 4 days later, we're doing a scene in a locker room, which has some astonishing men in it. Tom Brady, Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Danny,
Amendola.
Pretty fabulous. But that's not what happened. What's happened was interesting, and it absolutely floored me. And this is God's truth. So I come in the door of this locker room with these guys in it, and to my absolute astonishment, I went like this.
Oh,
yes, that was worth it.
Uh-oh.
I was shocked. But I said, come on, you're 90 years old. What is wrong with you? And I'm telling you, pharaohs.
Okay, so Rita, we need more of you. You better come in. We have a heart out, but hey, to our viewers out there, really important. If you want more of Rita, watch Rita in Lifetime Santa Boot Camp on November 19th. Also, catch her in My Father's Dragon on Netflix on November 11th. And if that's not enough, she'll be narrating ABC's Beauty and the Beast 30th anniversary special on December 15th. Rita, what a pleasure, what an honor.
All-time guest.
We appreciate you. We'll be right back.
What a privilege.
Thank you so
What
much,
a privilege.
Rita.
Thank you, Hot Stuff.
This year, sales of electric vehicles have soared. So for many of you, this could be your first winter driving a battery-powered car. And if you've ever tried to use your phone when it's cold out, you know batteries and freezing temperatures don't mix. One of our viewers, Martha, asked, do electric vehicles lose range, meaning the distance they can travel on a single battery charge in cold weather? So Martha, let's verify. Our sources are Consumer Reports, AAA, and 2 academic researchers who specialize in electric vehicles. Earlier this year, Consumer Reports released a study where they ran numerous EVs in different seasons, controlling for all variables but temperature. The study found that at 16 degrees Fahrenheit, the cars on average could only go about 3/4 of the distance they could travel at 65 degrees. A similar study by AAA a few years ago showed similar results. The cars back then actually performed even worse in cold weather. So we can verify, yes, electric vehicles lose range in cold weather. So why is that? The biggest reason is simply the need to keep the driver comfortable. Gas-powered cars generate heat by burning fuel, and that heat can just be pumped into the cabin. But EVs need to generate heat independently, meaning the battery now has 2 jobs in cold weather, propelling the car and heating the cabin.
Electric cars are way more efficient. Most of the energy is being used to move the car, and there's not so much excess heat that is being created. A little bit, but not much. So when we need to heat the cabin where we sit, we actually need to use more energy, and that lower the range of the car.
The good news, the loss of range shouldn't affect most drivers. On longer trips, you will need to recharge more often in cold weather, but for a daily commute, it shouldn't make much of a difference. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
PayPal is one of the most popular online payment methods, but some users threatened to leave the service recently after they claimed the company will fine people for spreading misinformation. The allegation prompted the hashtag boycott PayPal. So let's verify. Did PayPal reinstate a $2,500 fine for spreading misinformation? Our sources are the digital archive tool, the Wayback Machine, and PayPal. PayPal doesn't fine users. Its terms of service allow the company to take up to $2,500 from merchant accounts to settle disputes with customers. In early October, PayPal posted a document that added spreading misinformation as a policy violation that would allow customers to win disputes. PayPal quickly removed the document after it went viral and issued a statement saying it never intended to post that policy. However, weeks later, hashtag boycott PayPal went viral again. This time, the post claimed that PayPal reinstated a misinformation fine after the criticism died down. But the proof people are citing? It's actually nothing new. Verify used the Internet Archive tool, the Wayback Machine, to confirm PayPal's user agreement has prohibited providing misleading information since at least 2015 and allowed the company to take money in damages from merchant accounts for violating that policy. So, no, PayPal did not reinstate a $2,500 fine for spreading misinformation. Other payment companies like Square and its subsidiary Cash App also have similar policies that prohibit misleading or deceptive activity. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Today's Sandals word of the day is waves.
Well, that song will be in my head the rest of the day. Welcome back to DBL. That was the word of the day you need for your chance to win a luxury trip to beautiful Curacao. Go to dailyblastlive.com/sandals to enter, and don't forget to watch every day for more chances to win. All right, now it's Stephanie's turn. It's never too early to think about holiday gifts, and we've got some great products from our friends at Morning Save featuring Stephanie. Check them out.
Steph, what do you have for us today? I'm in the mood to shop.
Oh, good, Tori. Hello. Hi, DBL Nation. We are so excited to show you the deals today, and trust me, they are fabulous. So let's check everything out. So first up, we've got the Adrian Vittadini Canvas Weekender bag.
Yeah, I love that.
So this deal includes one duffel bag, and we've got two different styles. We've got chevron or rose. So normally this bag is $280.
Oh.
But we've got it for $39.99.
All right.
That's for one bag, and it's saving you 86%. Next, we've got something perfect for your purse. It's the Clarissa Leather Card Holder Wallet. So this deal includes one wallet available in 6 different colors. We've got red, blue, baby blue, purple, green, and pink. So normally these wallets are $67, but we've got it, Tori, for $14.99.
Really?
So that's saving 78%. Now our next product is the 2-pack Logitech 10W wireless charging stands. So this deal includes 2 charging stands that pump more power than standard 5W chargers.
Wow.
So normally this is $120, but right now it's only $29.99 for 2 charging stands.
For both? Oh,
I know, so it's saving 75%. And last but not least, we love skincare,
Yes,
Tori.
we do.
And we've got the L'Oreal Paris Revitalift Anti-Wrinkle and Firming 3-piece skincare set. So this deal includes 1 night moisturizer, 1 day moisturizer, and 1 eye cream that are fragrance-free and will not clog your pores. So normally this is $57, but right now it's just $24.99 for the entire set. So that's saving 56%.
Guys, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code. It's right on your screen, and it'll take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph.
Great job, Steph, as always.
Slap on all that L'Oreal cream.
I have a question for Steph really quickly. If I want to get the L'Oreal Deal Blast, is that insulting if I get it for like a woman, or is it like you need makeup?
No,
it's good. I'm like,
moisturizer is different to makeup, and I think we all need a little. It's getting dry. It's that time of year, isn't it? We need to like hydrate.
Yes.
I would not be offended. I'd be like, thank you, give me more.
All right. Good to know.
Good little tip. Stephanie approved.
Shout out to L'Oreal.
And real quick, shout out to Rita Moreno. Well, how amazing was she? She's 90 years old, and that whole interview, you got to check out the whole thing. I'm sure you could find it on DBL. Go to YouTube. It's a fascinating.
Just for the moment she had with Bobby Bennett, our beloved Bobby Bennett, who's
that was the clap up
family, there. Yeah, this is just like that was worth it alone. So.
You got to watch the extended version to see what we're talking about. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday.